Welcome back. I'm Shelf Unit, and this is my continuing Let's Play of Underrail. So, last time we found the submarine, or we got the submarine transported to where we need to be, and now we are going to open this area down here, which we appear to have already opened. How do I get in there? Do I get in there? There's no door to get in here, is there? Okay. Right, so gate control is here. Okay, let's go in here. Right. Okay, let's just top off the shield. Bissell Station 0, Research and Development Dome. Bring your hand close to it. Welcome, P. Bridges. Authorizing. Authorization failed. Outdated implant security module version. Please report to the medical office in either residential domes for necessary implant updates or replacement. So this is a okay. Okay, this feels weird, like I haven't been in here before. But I have been in here. Why am I closing all these doors? I'll take the grenade case. Where am I going? I can't talk now, I have to exercise. I need some help, it's urgent. Hey, do you have a microchip implant in your hand? Yeah, it gives you the answer as soon as he looks at his outstretched right hand. I hear Father coming, I have to go, I have to exercise. I need you to unlock the gate to the R&D dome for me. Research, oh no, I can't go there. Can I unlock the damn gate or else I'm going to rip your arm off and use it myself. Ah! He flinches, raising his arms to instinctively shield his face. You grab him by the arm and pull him towards you. He slams into you with his whole body to escape your grip. hell did he go? Dragon at the console. Do I have to kill him? I don't really want to kill him. Okay, unfortunately. Where the fuck did this asshole go? No, that's not him. Where the fuck are you, little asshole? So many things in here. What's in the wardrobe? There we go, child's drawing. Another 2 XPs. Where the fuck are you? And why am I... Oh. God damn it, where is this prick? Okay, let's come up here. We're now only 31 experience away. Let's dump all the unnecessary things that we've collected. Now let's try and find this fucking idiot. Right, there's no other way. For this prick. To get out of here. Where the fuck did he go? Where the fuck did he go? Oh my god. Why can I not ever find this prick? He should not be in here. Okay, let's go back into here and see where he is in the surveillance monitor. Okay. In the gym. Oh, come on. So he has to be around here then. is he? I'm sorry, buddy, but I didn't want to have to do that, Todd. I'm sorry. You gave me no choice. You gave me no choice. You just told Sever's hand. Welcome, Todd Newman. Does his hand weigh anything? No. Let's find out what crap awaits us. No power. Gate control. No power. Okay, so we need to find power, which I have to assume will be down here. Material for fireproof clothing. Okay. It's a steel and hacking. And let's recharge this thingamajig. More steel. Okay. Again, no power. Extract humor. Nothing in the crate. Nothing in. Let's see what 120 hacking locker contains. Tichrome and a biohazard suit. Interesting. Okay, let's see what's out through here. That now opens that gate up. Okay. Nothing of interest. Stuck. Nothing of particular interest. More potent hacking required. Grenade launcher barrels. Nothing. Nothing overly important there. This place is bigger than I recall. Weird symbol. More XP. I'll take all of these. I know I don't need them all. More hacking. This is really good for the batteries. Now it's just a case of what exactly? Sacrifice of flesh and bone? Most exciting of things. So no gate control there. How do I get out here? Is this going to be a problem now? No, it shouldn't be. No. There's a bit of a maze. Okay. Okay. Stuck. Wait. Nothing particularly interesting in it. More hacking. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of bullets. And that is a lot of grenades. General lab. Nothing in there. Okay, I'm just going to quickly head back and dump stuff off. See you in a bit. Okay, so we dumped as much stuff as I could reasonably drop. And now I'm going to have to pop another one of these. just to hold the weight. Oh no, another one of these things. Liquid crystal slime, another 2 XPs. No power, no power, no power. It's not unexpected. It's a giant serpent devouring a radiant sphere. Can I get in? And that's the gate control that I can't get to. Oh yeah, substation unit. Okay. Unable to connect ASIN, only local data is available. Document shadow wave projection charge, standard. Oh, nutsacks. Oh, nutsacks, I remember this. Oh dear. Fuck. Okay, I might go back to read this. But first I need to go quickly. And collect things. Oh wow. There's the Acorn. Electronic repair kit. Okay. I don't want the bullets. All I want is to get this shit. Organ tanks, electronics cabinet. Meg tracings, another 2 experience points, and a pacifier. Amount of temporal distortion. Medical cuts. Let's take all of that. Take all of that. What does this computer do for me? No readable servants. Shadowlith archive. It's a collection of collaborative scientific notes, reports and papers on Shadowlith recovered following the Shadow emission LEAD 129, which wiped out most of the data in the Special Laboratory database. The collection is incomplete and provides limited corporeal insight into the most basic interactions between Shadowlith and our reality. It should only serve for archival purposes. The Black Monolith was first uncovered at the Abyssal Excavation Site 6, exact year and date unknown. Closest estimate between LEBD 20 and 30. Several years after the construction of Abyssal Station 0. The monolith is 3 meter tall, deep black structure in the shape of a hexagonal prism augmented with pyramidal frustrums at the top and bottom. It's composed of material so dense it requires 4 heavy sublifters to bring it to the station. At 108 tons, its density was calculated to be 30,016 grams per cubic centimeter. So 30 30 kilos per cubic centimetre. That's pretty hardcore. Transporting it from the manufacturing dome required reinforcing the floor with RG panels and using super lubric mats to eliminate friction when pushed by strongmen. Composition test. Test was performed after an upgrade to the nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscope module in the hopes that it will finally allow us to determine the molecular structure of the black monolith, after numerous failed attempts. To our dismay, but sadly consistent with all our previous tests, this one too gave us no results. The black monolith is impenetrable to all our instruments and impervious to all tools with which we've tried to obtain samples. In agreement with Dr. Myerson, we are ceasing all attempts at further testing the monolith's physical properties until means to obtain samples are provided. We will instead focus all of our research on the shadow waves. Shadow wave is a transverse wave radiated by the black monolith during its first half period, exhibits measurable physical interactions, positive extancy, but no measurable interactions during its second half period, negative extancy. In normal conditions, the charge between the positive and negative extancy occurs at frequencies of 0.2 Hz, less than 0.2 Hz, or approximately 0.2 Hz, meaning that the wave completes one full cycle within 0.4 Hz with an average wavelength of 16 microns. Points where extancy states come to an end are called shadow wave extancy limits, or more specifically negative and positive extancy limits for each of the respective states of interaction. The extent to which the shadow waves interact with the material reality is not yet known, but so far we've measured the more obvious electromagnetic interactions, effects of shadow waves on electromagnetic fields by Dr. E. Herman Sigmason. Some weak nuclear interactions, radioactive decay at shadow wave extancy limits, Dr. Tarban Varenga, and some strong nuclear interactions, quark chromodynamic perturbations at shadow wave extancy limits, Dr. Storr Ollivander. Unaccounted for increases and decreases in mass at extancy limits have also been measured, but due to inconsistent manifestations of magnitude, we've yet to draw solid conclusions with respect to gravitational effects of the wave. Most of these perturbations and otherwise unexplained phenomena occur near or at extancy limits, whereas during positive extancy, the shadow wave carries energy in the form of a regular electromagnetic wave, starting at the negative end, ending at the positive extancy limit of that period. In a somewhat predictable fashion, depending on the properties measured, how the energy is carried from positive to negative extancy limits for all intents and purposes, how the wave comes into existence again, and why and how these limits, which can be represented as fields causing those interactions, manifest in space is as yet unknown. What is clear is that changes in this electromagnetic component wave during the positive latency extancy of the shadow wave is conserved throughout its negative extancy, meaning that it is without a doubt the same wave which alternates between affecting and not affecting physical reality. As all of our research suggests, it's in quite possibly all of its fundamental aspects. The electromagnetic wave, which we've studied the most of all interactions, exhibits an unusual kind of elliptical polarization defined by Holderson's disjoint function. Informally, it's been dubbed the serpentine polarization, as its graph representation bears likeness of a snake spiraling through space. All attempts at polarizing the wave in any way have proven unsuccessful, as the wave will be repolarized as soon as the shadow wave enters its negative extancy, meaning that after passing negative extancy limit, the M wave will again have serpentine polarization. Shadow wave manipulation. So far we've determined the shadow wave can be partially manipulated through changes in the electromagnetic field during positive extancy. This means that giving the wave more energy at appropriate extancy limits, we can, for instance, change its frequency in a manner that is consistent with our understanding of the laws of reality. However, this also produces amplified and so far unpredictable quantum effects at extancy limits, both positive and negative, depending on how the wave had been manipulated and the medium through which it passes. Shadow waves can be directed through space by guiding them into an Orion tubes with a massive magnetic field shaper at the base of the monolith. In these tubes we can shoot photons at specific intervals, aiming for either negative or positive extancy limits so that we may study the resulting quantum interactions. The consistency of Heinlein's law in electron-positron annihilation near negative extancy limits by Dr. E. Herman Sigmason. The process can be dangerous if too much energy is introduced, which has resulted in 2 accidents already, but controlled wave manipulation at positive extancy limits will create relatively stable changes in the wave. What quantum interactions occur at a negative extancy limit, like the creation of new particles, actual and not virtual, is currently beyond the scope of our understanding. Object negation experiment number 5. This experiment was conducted to test the hypothesized complete negation of objects from reality with PSWB, phased shadow wave beam, technology. The object used for this experiment is a standard-sized pseudo-brass cup suspended in MO5 testing sphere. By channeling the shadow wave through two 5.3 meter long Orion tubes and increasing amounts of energy, using Cygnussen's resonance function, amounts of energy at every positive extancy limit, we are able to achieve a desired frequency of 67.5 Hz for both waves. One wave is then continuously phase shifted in the range of 175 to 185 degrees, whilst the PSWB is being focused on the cup. After the darkening effect, shadow photons and darkening effects, Dr. E. Herman Cygnussen, has been achieved, another energy surge is needed to completely negate the cup from existence, a process which occurred in less than 0.15 seconds. The experiment, besides proving the negation theory hypothesis, also proves Bottom's principle. Strong chemical bonds will ensure the whole objects will be affected. In conclusion, the fifth test was a complete success, the only losses being the 2 Orion tube and 1 MO5 sphere. However, those could hardly be called losses, not because of the relatively small cost of the equipment, but more so due to the fact that changes in their chemical structure and the formation of these unknown liquid crystal compounds will provide our team with new studying material. Dr. Michael Bain. Anamorphic disc. Today we received something called an anamorphic disc. It is supposedly capable of cutting the black monolith. It came as an external shipment. The details of which are oddly kept away from all of us lowly engineers. At first glance, it's rather an impressive rubbery disc, 20 centimeters in diameter and 1 centimeter thick, grey in colour, of a rough texture, made out of some unknown synthetic material. We were explicitly instructed not to scan and to keep it dry except during use. The thing is, no sane person would see this as a cutting tool, let alone something that could damage an object as impervious as the black monolith. However, after doing some testing at the shop, we now view the anamorphic disc in a completely different light. The disc arrived with a set of SG88M large diameter grinder on whose end it's to be attached, which frankly gives it a comically disproportionate appearance. Speaking of comical, are we really expected to believe that such a primitive tool as a mechanical grinder with a rubber gasket at its end will achieve what most technologically advanced lasers and plasma cutters at our disposal can't? These thoughts went through all our minds, and then we fired the thing up. In the span of a second, the disc flattened whilst tripling in diameter, its grey colour becoming much lighter in shade. In this state, the disc can cut anything we tested on it, pseudo-brass steel all the way to stronger alloys and minerals, even a G5 rated diamond. We did so with little resistance. Will it cut the monolith? That would be the ultimate test. We were instructed to modify a strongman to use the grinder to ensure that it's capable of performing the cut, taking all of the potential variables into account. No idea how they came up with those, but what do I know? I'm just an engineer. Hopefully the cut will be performed tomorrow, after which I will file another report. Okay. I am going to take everything I have here and pop it back in the submarine along with all the stuff that I've dumped in the previous level before we attempt this, because we are going to need to sprint out of here if I recall. Okay, we're back. Oops, let's exit. I've dumped a huge amount of stuff, so we've got a good amount of weight. Let's read these documents now. Shadow wave projection charts. Okay, frequencies, bum. Yep, we did that. First drawing features a black background with a few white squiggly lines, some thicker, some thinner, nothing more. Second sketch is more elaborate. There are about 20 or so lines horizontally parallel to one another, with some having warm coloration, red, orange, yellow, etc. Either all the way through or partially until turning white again. They're shaped like sine waves with smooth, constant amplitude. Some waves are uniform up until they spiral out of order and outside the bounds of the drawing. The third sketch is yet more elaborate. The background is still black, but all of the lines are coloured without restrictions. The mutual spatial relationship feels organised in a fully two-dimensional way, while their shapes are more varied in size and proportions. They're still rounded for the most part. Simple geometric shapes like triangles and squares split in half diagonally are also present, as if emerging from some kind of fabric formed by the underlying intertwistment of multicoloured lines. Yet the form is purely abstract and doesn't reference anything from the real world. The fourth drawing is a complete blank. The fifth drawing can be easily mistaken for a long-lost work of abstract art. It's fully coloured, three-dimensional painting of walked land or water, or something completely different, with angular shapes of complex geometry placed on it with a great sense of spatial awareness and proportion. Colours are overwhelming, as if the painter was compensating for their lack of vividness or some other inherent property. The many lines were drawn multiple times with slight deviations in the dimensionality. You get the impression that the image is supposed to represent something more, but it's difficult for you to discern what. The sixth drawing represents a cold, calculated organisation of shapes void of artistry and human emotion. A technical drawing, in essence the rounded shapes are predominant again, as well as a few merged tetrahedrons, and colours are uniform in distribution and saturation. This is the first one, features text, a formula that seems to describe properties of the drawn reality and relate them to our own. The seventh drawing is unfinished, being only about one-third done. It's a chaotic amalgamation of all the previous works, containing spirals and triangles, half-written formulae. Its incompleteness doesn't have a sense of drawing direction you're familiar with. Instead, there are many holes in the composition. Certain spots just lack colour, whereas some other spots are completely blank. There's no discernible pattern to any of this. The drawing makes no sense to you. It also appears to be the last one in the folder. The collection. The folder contains numerous drawings by various individuals, ranging from simple black and white sketches to colourful portrayals of mind-bending objects, worlds or purely abstract concepts. Rounded wave-like or spiralling lines pervade the imagery. Triangles and pyramids, or tetrahedrons, depending on the dimensions featured, are also common motifs. There are a few notable ones. A transparent submarine dripping with black, slimy mass. Beams of light illuminate it from the dark below. A human figure cutting the monolith is depicted as being laid down horizontally on the floor, with black smoke rising from it and filling the room before falling back down as specks of dust. Some strange flying machine with large wings speeding through the fog. Its dimensions and other properties are written next to it. A man and a woman with their hands reaching up, tentacles emerging from below and hold them by the legs. Anatomy of a woman with some unknown markings on her vital organs. Her skin is colour green. Contemporary collection. This folder contains numerous drawings by various individuals, most of them disturbing in form and content. They feature twisted perspectives, strong colours that bleed into one another, serpents and other sinister-looking creatures devouring or simply slaughtering humanoid beings, as well as creatures of other kinds. Some of these drawings contain formulas, occult rather than scientific, regarding things done to flesh that's often featured next to these inscriptions, drawn in one way or another. Humanoid reptilians driving spears into a hairy, muscular, four-legged creature. They're in the middle of an endless pool of blood, a serpent constricting various objects, people, machines, cities, celestial bodies, and things greater, often titled as Sumir or Flotsam, or most commonly Flotsamir, vortex of some kind, dark-scented and surrounded by people both alive and dead. All of the living ones are bowing deeply, but the one who's sprinkling some kind of black dust all over it, dead and never whole. Dark neuron mappings. The dark screen slowly turns purple, and colourful and detailed spiralling shapes of mathematical perfection begin to appear in the middle of the screen, becoming more and more concentrated in the very centre until a symmetrical image finally gains form. The shapes repeat in different configurations and are self-similar, composed of smaller, identical or almost identical shapes to itself, diminishing in scale to apparent infinity. The text underneath the image indicates that the image is being rendered in real time from some kind of mathematical function, and you're given the option to zoom further in. You zoom into the centre, and the macro shape outgrows the screen and reveals its fractal composition, whose constituents then again grow larger and radiate away as you zoom in. Colours change and shapes reconfigure, and the longer you stare into the infinite centre, the more it feels like you're descending into new realities, losing sight of the previous obvious patterns and building blocks. From purple vastness you fall into a spiralling azure sea whose surface forms the maw of the universe that swallows you and squeezes you past the bright stars and into a quasar containing a lair of slithering green serpents between which clouds of glistening dust conceal scorching pits of molten rock, forming an iced island on which lush orange vegetation homes the swarms of yellow thousand-legged insects, crawling around their monstrous black queen, whose single compound eye reflects floating polyhedrons between which cosmic arcs of lightning wreak havoc, disintegrate reality and funnel it broken into a spiralling singularity. Which is in fact a great serpent, and you can no longer zoom in. Back. Exit. Okay, I think that's all of the computers, maybe? No, this computer I can't detail. No, that's nothing, that's nothing, that's nothing. Strongman head. Okay, let's quick save. To merely call the monolith dark would not be accurate. Its blackness is not merely a lack of reflected light, but an emptiness in every way. Space is not vacant or filled with dark substance, but rather it feels as though there's not even any space there. It's more like a tear in space-time, or perhaps a tear in reality itself, revealing the nothingness beyond. At the same time, the monolith does appear as if some sort of existence itself, and its existence seems clearer and more fundamental than everything else around it. One of its corners seems to have been cut off, giving you a glimpse of the inside the monolith, a sight of endless expanses populated by dim, purplish, bluish and reddish light, sparsely lit by bright white particles, all swelling endlessly without aim in fine purple mist through the black void. Leave it be. This computer we have already looked at. Quick save. Let's grab the monolith. Let's grab the Acorn and run. Okay. Load. Quick save. Why can't it get out? So. This shouldn't be a problem. Quick save again. Grab the Acorn. That door's closed down now. Of course it is. Gonna do a sprint. And neglect my shield. Excellent news. Okay. Wasn't going to hang around there for too long. Found the way, the Acorn, but not a way of how to use it. Or open it. I could keep it to myself, but I have absolutely no idea what I would do with it. Controls. Surface. Okay. I honestly just didn't want to be down there anymore. Okay. This stuff is there. Let's see what the depth gauge says. 1108 meters. 1061. 1020. 963. 913. 871. Okay. 812. 747. Okay, with a bit of luck. 652. Still feels like it's a very long way down. 568. Should be a beacon here, but everything's dark. There's a lot of dust particles in the water though. 472. 378. Nearly there. 311. 248. 197. 143. 76. Okay. 19. Let's get the fuck out of here. Oh, good God. Oh boy. I feel like I have been taken to the cleaners and back. So I'll see you when we're back at camp. Okay. And we are back here now. No, let's go where we need to be. Talk to Professor Oldfield. I have a report to make about the Abyssal Station. Tell me everything, tell me. Explain to him what you discovered. Both the Professor and the Chief listened to your story of descent into the abyssal depths of the Black Sea, arrival to what is a dilapidated monument to both Lemurians' ability to adapt and survive, and to their ironic, almost paradoxical inability to do just that. In silence they wait for you to finish. And then after I managed to get away from the shadow of this influence, I got back to the submarine and successfully resurfaced. As amazed as he is without a doubt, is, you can see it in his eyes that he's waiting for you to tell him about something. Show him the Acorn. Nothing happens for the first few moments. He acts as if you had presented him with the most mundane of things. But then as his eyes slowly focus on the big white letters, the capital A, the capital R, he cannot help but gawk at it in awe. Acorn. Goodness me, this is it? A box? Guess so. Miniaturization has already done it for mobile habitats. May I have it, please? Here it is, Professor. He takes it carefully, looking at it from all sides, and indeed confirming for the nth time that the letters do indeed read Acorn. We did it. Oh, goodness me, we did it. It was all worth it. What are your orders, Professor? It's time for us to leave. What we've managed to collect so far can be loaded onto our ships and we'll bring it with us. The rest, it's up to the sea. Richard, it's time to inform your secretaries. Black Sea expedition is over. I simply can't put my gratitude into words, Sarian Star. If you ever find yourself in Dis, Sarian Star, please stop by the university. You'll always be welcome. Unless you've anything to ask me, you're free to leave. Oh, and don't forget to take the possessions from your footlocker. Just a couple of questions. Yes? Do you think Biocorp knew about the Abyssal Station or Shadowlith? What if they feared facing what was down there and retreated because of it? He makes a long, thoughtful pose. To that, I'm afraid, I couldn't possibly give you an answer. Goodbye, Professor. Yeah, I don't think it's... Well, I'll talk to Chief Briggs. Sir Evenstar, is everything in order? Just wanted to say it was a pleasure being a Sec Trooper, sir. You did excellent work, Sec Trooper. You're the reason of this expedition's success, and I would take this opportunity to thank you personally. You are hereby dismissed from your duty as Sec Trooper, Sir Evenstar. Now pack your bags, we'll be moving out soon. Okay. They seem to be having another discussion, unaware of your presence. Say, Marky, this is it. We're leaving the Hell's Gate. Yes. Silence. It was horrible. Pipeworking. Since we arrived here, we've had to deal with bugs and giant serpents. Them toxic crap tubes. Disease, sickness, dominated by stinking germs. Native attacks. Chalk zoners. Professor's kidnapping. Sea zoners. Food shortages. Pipeworking canned eels. But frankly, Tone, he takes a deep breath. I really missed some hardcore grinding. His eyes fly up. Wow, oh damn, that's what I wanted to hear from you, Marky. Unadulterated, straight to the point, grinding. He looks up through a hole in the tent roof. If there is anything good about you, Hellsgut, is that you made this man just a bit less la-di-da. Thank you, Hellsgut, thank you. So, Lily? He shows his ring. Nope, Maria. Oh, well, as long as you're getting some lovely lady posterior. You can sound cultured when you want to, Tone? Hey, Tone, ain't no bone, boy, hey! Just don't get used to it. I'm actually going to miss you two. He nods. Now, as much as I like hanging out with you two, I can't wait getting out of this pipe-working place. He cleans his forehead with a handkerchief and squeezes it by his side. Yeah! Anything you need before the labourers start taking things out? Wanted to speak with you, Marcus. Paycheck. 12.50 coins. Don't waste it on brewing hookers. By Marcus. How can you boast about your sister being a prostitute? Hey, Lily ain't no disease-ridden zone grinder. She's got standards. She's got looks and the charm, and that's why my sweet little sis lives a better pipe-working life than me. Got this nice place in Core City. Food, water, fine clothes, coins. Where am I sweating my ass with all you people? It's just good old grinding anyway. The fun stuff. She ain't getting beaten up or asked to eat 5 raw hoppers in a single go. I ain't worried about her. She's doing hardcore. Hell, if I had a bosom, you bet I'd be monetizing those babies as well. But alas, all I got is a hairy laddie's chest. About jet skis. Better get better. You got the patroller. Other questions? What's he got in stock? Nothing of particular use. No, I think I've got everything I need there, grenade-wise. So a quick chat with the doctor before we leave here. When the doctor nervously filling a trash bag with some medical waste. You get the feeling he's throwing away things that you both should and shouldn't. Damned expedition shouldn't have listened. What's the matter? We're getting out of this place. Yeah, see, we're getting out of here. Just need a cigarette. Again, on my dozen, my favourite lucky shot. At least the dreams are gone. Keep as a souvenir. Anything I need in here. I will take that. Now, I'm probably never ever going to use it, but it never hurts to have the super health hypo. Blood, fusing enzyme, geometrin, crawler poison, and syringes. Well, that's pretty much it for this place then. I'll sort of miss it. And that's where I'm going to end the episode today. So we've completed the Black Sea. We've got 22 XPs before we level up. Now I'm going to go back up to here. I think I explored. Did I explore in here more? Must have done. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. This was the bit that I explored more. Yeah, just got to go up here, explore a bit more, take out some more of those enemies, and we'll be done. So, thank you ever so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please subscribe. If not, do not worry about it. Thank you again, and I will see you next time. What have I got in here? Okay, all of this stuff. Gotcha, 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 gotcha. Goodbye.